Don't ever go with the flow, be the flow. And I don't need no middleman to talk to my...
Yeah.
I understand if you don't understand. That's where we differ.
Yeah. Welcome to the We Differ Podcast, episode number 22 of the We Differ Podcast. I am your host, Shells456, alongside my beautiful, lovely, and amazing co-host, E. We are here on this beautiful, I don't want to say what day it is, morning, evening, afternoon. How you feeling today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I am doing great. Everything's all gravy. Not a complaint in this world. Want to start this podcast off by saying once again, thanks for tuning in, thanks for listening, thanks for riding out thus far. On our 22nd episode, we are sponsored by the We Differ shop. We have t-shirts, hoodies, all different designs and flavors and stuff like that. You could tap in on my link in my description or in the bio. All right, so let's open this one up. I did want to start this one off, just talking about a lot of things that just been going on, like that's just across the timelines and shit that just been happening in the city and stuff like that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so recently, I guess 2-3 days ago, I saw on my timeline these two young girls. I'm not sure what city it was in, but it's a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old. And this story kind of like fucked me up because it's real relatable to me. And 13, that's close to my daughter's age. My daughter's 10. So, this is something I just want to touch on. Well, just to wrap it up and just to say exactly what happened. These two girls attempted to steal an older gentleman's vehicle. He was an Uber Eats driver. I guess he was delivering or picking up some food for somebody, and I guess when he hopped out or was coming back to his car, they decided to jump in the car and try to attempt to take the car, and he then proceeded to try to stop them from taking the car. After that, the girls tried to push him out of the car and whatever, and ultimately they ended up taking off. It don't seem like they knew how to drive or anything. They ended up taking off, and halfway down the block, I guess when they turned, he was still hanging from the car, and when he turned, he flew and injured himself badly and ultimately died, and they crashed the car, turned the car on its side, and it was just real bad. It got all captured on social media. I think it was in the DMV area now that I think about it. What's your feelings on this situation?
First of all, I'm about to look up and see where it was at because now I'm interested.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it's in the DMV area. They saying that in that area, this is becoming more of a thing with teens, 15 years old, carjacking and
DC.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, rest in peace to that man. Yeah, but I automatically thought like 13 years old. Like I was not thinking about even driving a car at all. At all. I couldn't even fathom the thought of stealing a car at that age.
Mm-hmm.
But in that area, they drive pretty young. So like that's the difference right there. Like I wonder like what
do you mean they drive young? What do you mean?
They get their license mad young.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how old, but I know it's like if I get it's young down there. You going further down south.
Okay.
You get your license young.
Yeah.
But or permit, whatever. But like what like I wonder if it was thought out. Like did they plan to do this?
Yeah.
Or
I
what,
think
did they just hop in a car?
I think they planned it. I think in a community it's like from what I see, it's saying that this is becoming more of a type of crime that's happening around that area. Just carjackings, younger kids jumping in cars, you know. So they're probably just doing what they see the older guys or the guys they age in the neighborhood do. They probably just following suit. I'm not sure if they're doing it to actually. It's different reasons you could try to steal a car. I'm not sure if they're trying to joyride or if they're taking a car to the chop shop for money. It's just different things they can do. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the case of what's going on.
Yeah. And it's odd to me, like when where I'm from, when you're stealing when I've ever heard of someone stealing a car, you steal your parents' card. Like you don't steal like a random person's card, because what do you do with it afterwards? You know,
joyride.
what I mean? And then what?
I don't know. It's just joyride.
Like,
right.
I'm not even gonna hold you. Like my little cousin, and I don't know how old she was. She stole, but she was like, she had some sort of relationship with this man, and she ended up stealing his car. But she knew him or whatever. And even then, like he was in family, so she used to always steal her mother's car. But the fact that nobody knew this man, and he was like, he didn't know her too well. I thought she was absolutely bonkers. I'm like, how do you steal like this man's car? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, honestly, like, I can't even relate to that. Like, I don't even. Yeah. My cousin, I really think she's like absolutely. I thought she was the craziest person for even doing that. Like, I don't know people who just steal cars. You know, it's not a common thing where I'm from, especially as a child.
All right. Well, yeah. I think. Well, when I was 13, that it was a thing where I was from. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is just like, and I'm seeing a lot of people saying it's the parents' fault and all that stuff, but sometimes it really is just the culture. I had no business attempting to steal a car. You know what I'm saying? Me and my friends, we wasn't like in the worst situations in the world. It was just like, it was more of a cultural thing. We used to, and of course, cars is a lot easier to steal.
That's why I was about to make that point. Like, it was easier to steal a car now. Like, how do you even, like, how do you get away with stealing a car now?
That's why they jump in these cars while they running. See, when we was younger, you could pop up a car with a flathead screwdriver, pop it up. You got hot wire a car. That's what you used to call it. You hot wire a car. So you're breaking a car and you hot wire it and you take it. So, yeah.
But
me and my friend,
they still have like tracking devices in these new cars. That's how people get their car repulled and stuff. Why I don't like steal a car and then do what with it nowadays.
You take it to a chop shop.
All right, but like you think? All right, so if you're not doing that, like the amount of options that you have to do with the stolen car now,
it's a lot more than you had back then.
I would think it's a lot less.
Nah, because you got these older guys that's sending these kids out in these streets to steal these luxury cars that know how to play with these key flops, and they can get different key flops and duplicate key flops and change VIN numbers, and like there's a lot of different things you can do. And these guys is like, they know how to deactivate these fucking whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So like all that, it's a lot you can do. But like I said, when we was younger, we used to attempt to. Well, I'm gonna just tell you like a bad story that happened to me. We was actually and it happened a few blocks away from where I live. So we was walking and go attempt to steal a car. Get to the block and not even know what we was really doing. So we trying to get in the fucking car. Messed the lady fucking. I feel so bad about this. Messed the lady door all up, but her son seen us from the top window. So we walking home, and we get to the corner of my block. I walk and I'm halfway up my steps, and they keep going straight. I hear a car screeching, and I see all my friends run. You know what I'm saying? So I just go in the house. He saw me go in my house. You know what I'm saying? So he chased one of my friends. He chased all my friends. He chased one of them up the driveway. He caught one of them. And like, I guess he had this ring on. We used to joke on my friends about this all the time. He had this ring on, punch him in his head, like knock him out. You know what I mean? He had a big ass fucking ring spot on his head. And he told him like, yeah, tell the rest of them I'm coming back for him tomorrow. All right. So
How old was he? Was like much older than y'all?
No, we was all 13.
Even the son?
What son?
The son who punched him.
No. No. Yeah. No, he was older than my brother and them. So if I was 13, he had to be he had to be like 25, 26 maybe.
Damn.
25.
That's
26.
abuse. He would go to
It's not
jail.
abuse. You try to break in his mom's car. So long story short, next day I come home from school. I think it was me, B, and L. So we on my front step. Just got out of school. It's probably like 3:15. So car pull up, blasting music. And I'm looking like, what the fuck is this? How about the car? How about the car with a gun out? So he's like, you broke my car? So I mean, just instinctually being young and dumb, trying to flex with my friends, I'm walking up to him like, nigga, I mean, like beefing, like this man got a gun. So I think L might have grabbed me. And Lord, thank God my mom came outside. So my mom come outside and she's talking to this man. And he wasn't disrespectful with my mom, because like my mom was a lot older than him. You know, she's talking to him back and forth, having a conversation. Long story short, he ended up doing his rounds and going to like everybody's house, and the situation got alleviated. But you know, just that alone, we wasn't thinking about getting caught. We wasn't thinking about what could happen. What if we would have took the car, and what if we would have crashed the car and killed ourselves? What if anything could have happened? We wasn't thinking like that. We just thinking everybody in the neighborhood steal cars. If this is just what we do, you know what I'm saying? And my heart feel for these girls. And first of all, like, rest in peace to the older gentleman, because I don't want to make it seem like the girls are the victim. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the true victim in this situation. You know, he was just trying to take care of his family, provide for his family and all that. But as far as the little girls, I do have a spot in my heart, because they're children, you know what I'm saying? And they just didn't know that this was going to end so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have any sympathy for them?
First of all,
think about the ages, 13 and 15.
All right, first of all, let me correct myself. My little cousin definitely just stole a car a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And he's mad young.
Yeah.
He hangs out with older kids. And the car actually, like, they found a car abandoned on the highway, like, turned on its side. Like, yeah. And he was missing for, like, nobody even knew where he was at. Niggas presumed he was dead. So that definitely did happen. I forgot about that shit. Mm-hmm. But, do I have any sympathy for the kids? It's like I said, it's hard for me to relate, because like even as a kid, like I never did anything without like thinking about consequences. I never was a kid to just do anything, and that's how I am today. Like I don't just go and do shit. But I guess like kids make mistakes. 100%. Did they mean to kill that man? No. So I feel bad for the like how it turned out, or whatever. Like, sure, I'm sure they feel horrible. I'm sure they feel horrible for this to result in a man losing his life. They're gonna live with that shit for the rest of their life. But yeah, this probably like life changer for them though.
It is life changing.
I mean, in a positive way.
I don't know about that.
And it could, but it can't. It possibly cannot be, but it possibly could be. Like they probably could be like, all right, I'm not on that shit no more. That probably scared straight type shit. Yeah, it could be possibly.
I don't think they're gonna walk away with like a slap on the wrist over this. I think this is just like a more serious type of thing, man. I don't know. I don't really know even the laws.
The 13-year-old will probably get off more than a 15-year-old for sure, but like even still, they're still minors. Yeah, and they're probably scared. So probably is gonna be a turning point for them. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So. And
he wasn't like a white man. He was what was he, like, from the Middle East?
Like Pakistan.
Yeah, so you know, they probably don't even prosecute them like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that. It's just the shit this unfortunate, sad, and you know, prayers out to everybody that's involved in that shit. Yeah,
For sure.
and all these kids is stealing cars, man. Like that shit is. I guess it's just becoming a thing again. And that shit is just trash. You know what I'm saying? Carjacking and all. Because that shit it can end bad. You try to carjack somebody and they blow your head off. You're like, is there so many different scenarios?
Yeah.
That
And you
ways it can
asked
go
if you should blame the parent.
Mhm.
Now I know parents are responsible for their children,
Mhm.
like 100%. But like when you are a teenager, like and your parents give you the responsibility of going out and they give you the privilege of just going out and doing things on your own, like.
Mhm.
I don't think that should be the parent's responsibility at all. No.
Yeah.
No, because like, yo, I did what I had to do as a parent. I put my kid in this school. I provided this, and my kid just did something stupid one day.
Yeah.
How could you like fault a parent for that?
And those be the things. Just like teenagers make bad mistakes a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of people on social media just hang them. Y'all say hang them little girls, and and I get it, but it's just like, fuck,
I don't.
man. Like these are children we talking about. You know what I'm saying?
And we forget that a lot of times, like we say like, and we say to adults like, oh, you're acting like a child.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we say they're acting like a child is because they're being immature. They're doing childlike shit.
Mm-hmm.
So when kids act like kids, it's like people still lose their mind. No, they're being a child.
Yeah, they're being kids.
And I think we forget that. Like we want to give adult characteristics to kids often, like kids getting jobs, and you could like go take any type of route with this. Kids getting jobs and kids having responsibilities. At the end of the day, they're still children.
Yeah,
and I think we forget that.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I guess I do feel sympathy for them. Like, yeah. A lot.
And this is a case that I'm like interested in. I definitely want to follow up and to see how these girls' cases go.
How it pans out. I mean, shit. George Floyd said
his shit started today.
Did it?
Yeah. The guy who kneeled on George Floyd's neck, his case started today. So I'm gonna keep my eye out on that shit too.
Well, listen.
That should be speedy, and he should get a life sentence.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't speedy.
Shit gonna turn
Everything
up.
wasn't speedy.
Shit.
You know, they say if you do a crime, if the consequences are speedy, certain, and I forget the last thing, that these sorts of things won't happen, and these things continue to happen because those things are not in place.
Yeah.
So it's already been a year. So like, no, that shit is out the window.
All I know, if he don't get a hefty sentence and he get off free, I don't give a fuck if Biden in office or not. Black people gonna turn the fuck up. We fucking around and riot again and burn this motherfucker down. And I believe that we should. That's just how I feel about it.
As far as the rioting and all of that type of stuff goes, when we was on these mics last year, and we was talking about this shit, I said, people gonna lay down again. People gonna forget about it again. People gonna go about their business, and it's gonna be this shit again. So it's just a cycle. Like, all right, riot, and then what? Not like, you know, turn some shit up for real. For real.
Yeah, I just feel like every action is a reaction. So man,
I'm just tired of the reactions and it just being like so brief.
Yeah. No, I feel you. All right. So what else do we have down there?
You wanted to mention Golf and Social.
Oh yeah. Another unfortunate situation. We gotta come up with some good news for this motherfucker too.
Yeah.
And this is just like Philly is getting fucking crazy, man. Like I just think that we I don't know if it's from the pandemic and people being locked in the house and there's all this energy, like bad energy. I don't know if it's just unemployment and people being able to be places that maybe they wouldn't have gone before. I mean, because that's the thing. You got really poor kids that probably wouldn't even be in golf and social before. They probably getting money now and they go in these places and they still bring the bullshit to these places. So I don't know what it is, but there's a club in Philly called Golf and Social. It's downtown. I'm not sure where downtown, but shit don't happen there. Over the weekend, it was a shooting. I believe 7 people got hit. So it was just like to me, it sounds like, I didn't do too much research into this shit. To me, it sounds like a nigga was just shooting in the crowd and has hit 7 people at Golf and Social in Center City, Philadelphia. So, yeah, just that. Like, I don't even feel like it's safe anywhere in this city anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I got on here multiple times saying, yeah, I'm not going to no hood bars, but right now I don't feel like I'm going to any bar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might just fall back from that totally. Like, it's just too much going on right now.
Yeah, and it's scary because like when I first moved to Philly, I used to be like super cautious because it'd be like, all right, I'm not from here and I'm cool on one block, and then if I walk around a corner, literally the corner, I could be in the middle of the hood. So like it's weird. And that Golf and Social is in Fishtown. So like you got gentrification going all crazy, but like Black people, first of all, still are in these neighborhoods. So like, yes, I even you saying like, oh, people don't like this type of stuff don't go down there, but all around it, yeah, do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but just that area, man. You know, like that was like my area, and like that's where me and my homies would go. Like when we got over all the bullshit, we would go there because there ain't shit gonna happen down there. Like we good. You don't even gotta bring a stick in the club. Like you are cool. Like it's just different now.
And that's scary. I remember last year somebody I knew got killed here in Philly, and it was like kind of like a wake up call because before it would be like even areas like I'll drive I'll drive through in the hood in Philly, and like I just feel like I used to feel like, oh, as long as I'm not outside of the car, like a sense of protection. And now, like, even if I'm driving through somewhere where I don't know where I'm at, I just feel like so uneasy. Like, and the girl getting killed, or the woman, she was grown, like getting killed, like it was just like, all right, nah. I knew her personally, like knew her, like was cool with her, like that shit could really happen. And like just being out here, like it's sometimes like my girlfriends would be like, oh, come out here and like just make sure you don't, true story. Tiana got killed. The week after, the group chat was like, yo, come meet us somewhere in North Philly. So I'm like, nah, y'all niggas is wildin'. Tiana just got killed, and then she died in North Philly. So they're like, nah, you cool, just don't bring no designer bag and don't look at nobody. How the fuck is that? Those the instructions. I wear designer. I'm not supposed to look at nobody? Nigga, that's crazy though. So like it's these areas where you like people would like just find themselves in, and like for no reason, for me to just something happened to me because I have a bag on. Or because I make eye contact with someone. What type of areas is we living in or like finding ourselves in? It's crazy.
That shit is crazy, man. Like and this is T.I. line. Like if we gotta come with a snub while we come to the club. And when I was younger,
that's good.
We used to go to places where it's just like we knew anything could happen at any time. You know what I'm saying? Like me and B, we used to go to a bar on 56th Street, and it was like, for some reason, this fucking guy didn't like B. I believe it was mainly B. You know what I'm saying? Like, for whatever reason, he ain't like B, and because I was around B, like, he ain't fuck with me neither. And he used to be like 15 of these niggas, and every time we go in there, these niggas would look at us crazy. These niggas would be on angles and everything. In our head, I mean, B might have been strapped at the time. We for sure were strapped. But just me thinking about it now, like I would never go back. If I seen that situation now, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not coming back here. Me and B constantly went to that bar every single fucking week. And when we went in there, like them niggas gonna be hating again tonight. So I don't give a man, fuck them niggas. And we did that over and over and over again.
It's
And
a
like,
child thing.
thank God nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? But it's just those type of things. And then we're out of our neighborhood. So these guys are from a whole different neighborhood. And we coming from Winfield. So they probably looking at us like, who the fuck is these niggas? You know what I mean? So every week we coming in here, the girls treat us different because we from a different place. It's just like, it's just bad energy. And we put ourselves in them bad spots. So I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the culture. Even, like you said, driving through neighborhoods back then, like, I think my mindset changed because back then it was like, all right, so what? I'm driving through the hood. I'm in the hood. I'll hop out at any store. I'll go on any block, like, whatever. Now I be driving through the hood like, yo, I don't even fuck with this shit. Get me on the main road. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to drive through niggas' hoods. I'm not trying to, because niggas be on so many angles, and I understand the culture. I understand when I'm out there with my young boys and they see a car that they never saw before, who that? You know what I mean?
That's so stupid.
And if
though.
you, it's not. It is
not
stupid
because of this. You know how many people, like, people get new cars, people go places. You don't know everybody in the area. That's stupid.
but if you see a tan car that's tinted out that you never seen before, you need to be aware, because if you see that tan car again, it's gonna be shots coming from it.
No, I get it.
So
I get that. But
it's culturally, but
I don't even like.
I
driving.
never thought like that. You know what I'm saying? I was say back in the day, I'm going to pick a girl up, and I drive down the block and I miss the house, and then I circle back around the block. That's warrant enough for a nigga to shoot the car up, because they probably think I'm trying to slide on them. You know what I'm saying? And things like that happen a lot. And you got to understand, you got to be conscious when you coming through these neighborhoods that you can't do certain things. Like, you can't move certain ways. And yeah, anything can happen at any time. So, like, if you just driving through these neighborhoods, you got to understand, like, the street go by different laws and it's different rules now. That's the scariest part, because when I was coming up, you aim for who you want. So you make sure that this is the person that you want. Now it's like, we're just shooting at any fucking body, whatever. We high off these whatever type drugs. And it's just different. And there's no rules. There's no rules or parameters. And
yeah, you be scaring me now, though.
Anymore.
Because, like, I don't even, if we going somewhere, like, you drive. Like, I don't want to drive. Like, you got me driving a certain type of way. Don't don't go too fast. Like, what the?
I mean, you just gotta be aware. I mean,
that's why I don't belong.
Yeah.
I don't need to be. But I will, on the upbeat, we went skating this weekend, and it was like mad black people in there. And it was like good vibes. Like, the people
in the greater Northeast. That's why. In the greater Northeast.
I was like so shocked though. I was telling him, like, yo, it was no, like, everybody was so nice and friendly and stuff. I mean, we spotted two black people who was like kind of aggressive. But yeah, they was like nice up there. Yeah,
it was cool vibes. Definitely was cool vibes out that John. But yeah, man, as far as, you know, these new young kids, man, y'all gotta relax, man. Y'all just gotta
You don't got the button?
Huh?
You don't got the button?
Yeah, I do. Y'all just gotta relax. All right, so what we got, anything else on
Pro
on
Day. Pro Day. Upbeat.
Pro Day. Okay. I want to skip that.
No, we gonna talk about Pro Day.
All right, talk about it. Open it up.
Nah, you
right.
researched it. Go ahead.
I really didn't research this.
All right.
All right. So in college, football, there's a thing called Pro Day, and it happened over this past weekend. It's kind of like the combine where the athletes, college level athletes, try out for scouting for the NFL. So they probably do speed tests, strength tests, you know,
they just show what their
wide receiver,
performing abilities are.
Yeah, show the what level they at performance wise. And that happened over the weekend. That led me to the question of, like, do you think college level players should be paid?
All right. So all right, let's break this down. So college kids,
Mm-hmm.
they already get full scholarships. All right. If they're playing on a team, something they're
Not always.
that's why I'm about to break it down.
Mhm.
So you could get partial scholarship, you could get a full scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
And within that scholarship, it covers food,
Mm-hmm.
room and board, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, college athletes, they get free gear,
Mm-hmm.
and your coaches like take care of a lot of things for you. They
Mhm.
really, really do. You get and it's like you get taken out of school a lot of times. Like the college athletes, you don't even got to be in class or whatever. You get a
Mhm.
pass, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? I'm gonna stop there because I think that's as far as the legal stuff goes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, like what the money they be giving you
Mhm.
or whatever, that's illegal. But
Everything you said to me sounds negative to me.
why?
Because like what okay. I get the scholarship shit, right? But ultimately that shit is free.
Okay,
How much do it really cost to put a kid through college?
Which school?
No, I'm talking about like what's the real worth, not like the dollar amount that like.
How about this? How about somebody pay for your room and board?
Mhm.
How about somebody pay your rent here?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody pays for your groceries
Mm-hmm.
for a year.
Mm-hmm.
They not paying you? It's some sort of like
How about if that's somebody that's paying that makes
it's
$1
getting
million
somebody
a
in
year?
return. Yeah. All right, so I didn't even answer the question.
And that's my issue because
didn't-
these coaches is getting millions.
So I didn't answer the question. Those schools are getting millions, but I didn't answer the question. The answer, because at the end of the day, those kids will be pros, right?
No,
At that point,
no.
why if you go, all right, let's take basketball. If you playing in an NCAA, then you right now you're not a pro. You go to the NBA, you're a pro. So what's the difference?
How many of them kids make it to the NBA?
But what's the
Not a big
difference? I'm
percentage.
asking you the difference between NCAA and NBA.
What's the difference?
Yes, right now, currently,
There's no difference, and that's my issue.
the difference is the NBA players get paid.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you pay NCAA college students, what's the difference? Now you look. It's like
there's
you
no
looking at.
difference.
It's like you looking at the D
But
League.
even that's still a negative to me because they're doing the same thing. We're entertaining America. We're entertaining. If it was just like a collegiate thing where y'all didn't have cameras in these kids' faces, y'all didn't stream this shit to every household in America. If y'all didn't sell these kids jerseys or sell y'all school label with the, what you call them, y'all got contracts with Nike, y'all got contracts with Gatorade. This money is coming all to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And these kids is risking their health. Like football is a dangerous sport. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. Even basketball, anything can happen. I don't think that these kids should not be getting paid.
So what do you say should happen then?
I think they should get paid.
What, just lesser than the NBA or
Yeah,
the
I
NFL?
don't think they should get paid nowhere near what they make in the NBA. But I do think maybe $100,000 a year, $100,000 a year. That's coins. You know what I'm saying? It's coaches out there that make $1 million. You know what I'm saying? These schools is driving in fucking hundreds of millions. Having these kids on TV and having sponsored by Nikes. And I understand but this thing about it. You said like they paying for these kids' uniform. How much do a fucking uniform cost? That's sponsored, that's given to you from Nike, that y'all not even paying for. It's given to you from Nike because when you get on ESPN and Nike see their logo, that's their check because kids want to buy that shit. So it's just like it's not cool. And I feel like the excuse is they're in college, they're learning. And then that's when my answer come up, my question come up again. How much do a college education really cost? You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about charging people $500 for a book.
You're asking the worth.
How much do that book really cost in real life? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you sell a motherfucker a book for $500, but the book is really worth $50, you know what I'm saying? And you acting like this class is worth $20,000 when that teacher get paid what, $20, $30? It's just not like, it's all fugazi, it's all fake. None of this shit is real. So they just upping prices on shit. You know what I'm saying? And they making it seem like, oh, you benefiting. You get a free college education. In all actuality, a college education should be worth maybe 10 grand. 10 grand. That's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, ultimately. It's I don't know. To me, it's just, it's nuts, bro. It's nuts.
Well, when you
and it go back to I'm sorry. It go back to the shit I was talking about on Netflix about the guy that was charging these parents hundreds of $1,000s to get their kids into these sports programs when the kids never play sports at all. The whole scandal thing. So he'll do, he'll find rich parents that wanted their kids in the Ivy League schools. And then he'll go to the athletic department and say, okay, I got this amount of money if you let this kid come in. This kid never played basketball, but we're going to say he played basketball. We're going to take pictures of him shooting basketballs and all that shit, then just get him into school. And I'm not even talking about that part of it. I'm talking about the kids that really get in because their parents donated $20 million for that kid to go to that school. That shit is all perception. You know what I'm saying? For $20 million, you could start a fucking empire for your kid. Why would you spend $20 million to get just for a fucking name? I don't know.
Well, we see what was important to them, obviously. You know, you said, we was talking about this before. You said they do it for the stickers or whatever. For the
bumper stickers.
But yeah, it's a talking point. Yeah. Sally got into Stanford.
Yeah.
It's a talking point. And these are prestigious schools a lot of the time. Like these families, their grandparents, their parents, and their kids, like it's already, you're going to Stanford. Like it's already written or whatever. So these schools, it's just a name. But what?
No, I'm just like it frustrates me because it's like it's so many HBCUs, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of their talent, 90% of his talent on these basketball and football teams and these Ivy League schools or whatever Stanford is. I don't know if it's Ivy League. I know it's a good school. So what is making our black kids want to go to these Ivy League schools and use their talent instead of the HBCUs?
A lot of Ivy League schools, they're not really good in basketball and these sports. So you want to talk about like,
I think Stanford is good in football.
Stanford is good in like Stanford, especially the women's basketball. But I'm not sure if Stanford is Ivy League, but most of the Ivy League schools aren't good in sports. Yeah. They aren't. They're good academically.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about like the D1 schools and like the big what is it?
Ivy League schools are good in certain sports.
Certain sports, but they're not known for like
not football, basketball, but like boating
and stuff like that. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you mentioned black people.
Yeah.
So you go to like D1 schools like UCLA and like UConn, those type of schools. But what was my fucking point? What was you saying?
You were saying that Ivy League schools is not good at football and basketball, and I was talking about HBCUs.
Okay, yeah. So I wanted to remove the Ivy League from what you were saying.
Yeah.
But 100%. So I seen something. Master P's son got scouted by all these schools, all these top schools, but he's playing for HBCU.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
He got another son?
Yeah, he got a younger son.
Damn.
So, and we know Romeo went to UCal or UCLA, UCal. I think he went to UCal.
Did he play ball?
Yeah, Romeo played ball.
Okay.
Yeah. So Yeah, he got scouted by
Mhm.
all these teams, and he's gonna play for HBCU,
Mhm.
which right up your alley.
Yeah.
So but so I guess that's very fitting. Like,
Yeah. And like one of my favorite football players ever. I think he's the best football player ever. Deion Sanders just started coaching at Jackson State. And he really got the shit rocking over there. Like the energy, like the everything that's going on over there at Jackson State that he got going on with the all black football team and all that stuff. I just want our culture to be able to be like, I want the shift to happen where it's like, we not trying to go to all these big schools that's on TV. We start bringing our talent to the smaller black schools and make TV come to us. Because if we not going there, ain't no entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
But this is the same issue that we have like outside of college, outside of our kids. Like this is the issue. We go to them or whatever. Like what can they do for us? Like how like accept us or type of thing. But nah, we the talent, 100%.
Yeah.
We were just watching something a little bit earlier, and it was something on TV, and I'm like, what this is about? Black excellence? And you was like, no, it's just like that's a white guy right there. But all of the sports that they were presenting, like it was all black people, and I'm like, yo, we dominate, like we dominate in these sports, even if it's like tennis. Like I know we don't dominate, but Venus and Serena, they're anomalies. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Tiger,
yep.
So like we can do anything, for real.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times with the colleges, it's because like these coaches, they have names. So it's like, oh, you want to play for Gino? That's on UConn women's sport. Gino, like, no, I would rather play for Gino. Like he showed me what he can do or whatever. And at the end of the day, we're talking about kids here. Yeah. So we're talking about a kid. You were asking them to make the decision. Go to the HBCU, who they don't do good in sports like that, or play for UConn. Yeah. He's proven. Yeah. He's been winning crazy since Sally. Like, I mean, since Sue Bird.
Yeah.
You know how many years ago she was?
Yeah.
So it's like, they're kids. So what do you really expect?
Yeah. But I do think the shift can happen. And like just like music, I think the shift is going to happen through the internet. You know what I'm saying? Through seeing that there's just a different way. Record labels used to be the is all be all. Now these kids is making $1 million by themselves by just, creating their own fan base. So I just think with the internet, it opens eyes to every single thing. And I think college football could be one of them things. And I think I do think that would change soon. I really do. Especially with people like Jay-Z having parts in like being a sport agent. There's a lot of people, a lot of black people that's just really into that now. That is just really taking our chunk out of that industry. So hopefully, and what Deion Sanders is doing is like crazy. It really is crazy because he's like the hip coach. He's the hip hop coach. He's the fucking Hall of Fame. Jackson State. I believe that's what it is. Jackson State. Yeah.
No, but I remember being scouted by teams when I was younger, when I was playing ball, and like that, just the name, like, oh, D1 school, these names, like I'm not gonna say always, because if you have these parents like Master P, now you going to HBCU. Yeah. But a lot of times, like when you're a kid getting a scholarship, we got ourselves, like, because that's the path that like basketball and like these sports, they open the path, and it's like, all right, so I'm gonna take basketball. And a lot of times, like people in the hood, we don't have our parents riding for us. We don't have those parents who can speak for us, who like funneling information to us. So we're gonna choose the better school from what's perceived. Like, oh no, they won X amount of championships, and oh, I know the coach. Like, I actually know that coach. Yeah. And we see these teams on TV. Yeah. So if I can turn on the TV and watch UConn versus, all right, you telling me what school? Troy State. where I'm gonna go. I
Yeah.
never seen Troy State play
Yeah.
on TV.
Yeah.
Nah, I want to see myself on TV. I want all the people from back home to see me.
Yeah, nah, I definitely like I 100% get that shit. And, you know, it is the smarter decision. But I just do hope that it changes.
No, I
because
get
we
it.
are giving everything that we have to these schools that really don't like, and like you said, you don't even gotta go to class. What's that education really worth? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't, you know.
And I mean, I get it. I really do. I think that would be dope for the HBCUs. But it's like a whole bunch of shit with the HBCUs too that like that people don't be fucking with HBCUs. Like what their mission is, and like what's the true mission behind a HBCU? How is I'm not even gonna, because it's gonna sound like conspiracy kind of like, but it's like it's shit with HBCUs too.
It's shit with, you know how I feel about college, period. So yeah, it's shit with all these colleges, you know. But I would just rather us highlight these black colleges. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that celebrities or wealthy people's children should get scholarships?
Yeah, I think if you earned a scholarship, you should get a scholarship. I don't think it should have anything to do with like having money, because
I do.
You know, so you think if you earned it, like if you had the brain power to get a full ride, you shouldn't get a full ride if your parents have money.
All right, so a lot of times people can't go to college because they can't afford it. So if your mom is rich and she can pay your tuition, why would they give you a scholarship when I'm just as smart as you? I just can't afford it.
Wait, so you trying to? Well, then if they just as smart as that person, they just didn't apply themselves.
It just doesn't have to only be academic. But no, you could get that scholarship just because of who your parents are.
All right, but yeah, that's a different case.
So also look, I just don't think people who are wealthy, like, all right, let's say St. Jude's. St. Jude's, I think tuition is probably like $50 a year. Your parents are wealthy. They're donating money. Why the fuck would you get a scholarship?
Because you, like you said earlier, look good on paper.
It sounds crazy. So if I
donate,
you got people
$4 million.
You got people in Philly, these kids who don't have the means to pay for this school, and that's probably how they want it. Yes, but why would you give this scholarship to somebody who has this money readily available versus someone who is smart? Who did all the looks good on paper, who was in these clubs and did the volunteer work and all this. Why are you giving the scholarship to somebody who's wealthy already?
We know the answer. We know the answer to that. But I mean, we know the answer to that.
That's like, honestly,
unless you play sports.
Even the sports thing, I feel kind of weird about the sports thing. Why should they get a scholarship if they're wealthy?
I mean, I think if you prove yourself, and this is the only people to prove it, so I'm not talking people that pay millions of dollars to get their kids in school. I think if you prove yourself to be a high level at whatever you do, whether it's just schoolwork or if it's sports, everybody deserves the same thing across the board. If it's a black kid in the ghetto or if it's a white kid that's rich, if they rose to the occasion in high school, then I think they both deserve the free ride.
I understand that. I do. And I really do. Because when you say like people got to be afforded the same opportunities, but at the end of the day, the person who doesn't have the money isn't afforded the same opportunity.
I mean, if they got a full ride, then they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like,
I'm gonna stick with it. I'm 100% against wealthy people, these celebrities, children receiving scholarships when you got people out here who worked, who slaved in high school and shit, worked and all of that, and just couldn't get a scholarship.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it to college.
No,
because-
I do think money donated to a lot of these higher colleges, and I just feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like we need more like type programs that's like will help unfortunate black kids get into higher programs and stuff like that. For the kids that do want to go to college, because college is still a lot of people route. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people still believe in that. And if you believe in it, I think it's something you should aim for. And I think there should be more help in our neighborhoods to get kids into school.
Yeah. So as far as college goes, it's a certain amount of money that they can give out. Knowing that it's a certain amount of money that they can get out, a certain amount of scholarships, then maybe it shouldn't be wasted on somebody who can just pay you. But I do want to say that there are tons of scholarships, tons of what's the other grants that's available, but we don't really know about them. That's one of the things, like, you got to do your research.
Yeah, you got to do your due diligence. It is a lot of tons of grants and scholarships and all that stuff. Yeah, facts. All right, we are at 50. Do we got any more you want to talk about on this discussion, this topic? All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode number 22 of the We Differ Podcast. I'm your host, Chef 456. This is my beautiful co-host E, and we are out of Hey Y'all.
Peace.